Hi, everybody. So great to see you all. It's actually great, and I just want to say welcome to the 10th anniversary of the WB Potter Society. For every single person here, when I say just how great it is to all be here. I look around and see all of you in your going to town clothes, no sweatpants anywhere. This is great. That's right. It's so great to be with you all, and I really appreciate you being here. I want to start off by saying a special thanks to the Causeway team. All here tonight, either in person or in Zoom. Alan Selges, I know, is there in Zoom, talking with the people in our VIP Zoom room, and I'm so beyond proud to work with these people. And it's been a bit since I've had the chance to make them blush in front of a group of people, so I'm not going to skip that chance tonight. You need to know that these people worked harder in the past 15 months than they have in their entire careers. The nonprofit sector has been hurting and more in need of our help than ever before, and the Causeway team has stepped up in a big way. We needed to figure out how to deliver our programs, really exclusively in person before the pandemic. So we needed to figure out how to do that virtually. They figured it out, no problem. We didn't have enough people on the team to meet the need. And we were concerned about making a bunch of full-time hires, which is always the way that we had grown our capacity before. And the team figured it out, no problem. Our annual celebration was postponed, and then postponed again, and then maybe postponed a third time. And ultimately had to be reinvented as one of the region's first virtual fundraising events. And they reinvented it. Great success, no problem. We needed to figure out how to help organizations develop emergency plans, and faster than we had ever done it before. In 4 weeks instead of 4 months, they figured it out. They haven't faced before problems that are bigger and more consequential than they've ever faced before. This team, guess what it was? I've learned from them over the past 15 months that there is no problem that they can't figure out. And it has made me so proud to lead this organization. So help me say thanks to the team. But enough about us. When I look at everyone gathered here tonight, I am beyond humbled and grateful for the support you've shared with Causeway over the years, but especially during the past year. 15 months ago, I sat in the office behind that curtain. You don't want to see what it looked like. I kept a lot of papers back in the day, apparently, that I don't need to keep anymore. But I looked out the window and I'd see people leaving these businesses carrying boxes and computers and lamps even, and I'm thinking, it's a little much, isn't it? I mean, how much are you going to really need for a week or two of working at home? But so much has changed in the past 15 months. Our community, our world faced challenges coming from all sides, stemming from the pandemic, racial injustice, political polarization, the greatest economic upheaval of our times. The past 15 months have affected all of us in one way or another, but for those who are already burdened with housing insecurity, food scarcity, unequal access to basic needs, they had it much, much worse. As the old saying goes, the best way out is always through. And when I look around this room tonight, I see a community. I see people who helped us all get through the past year. I see people who kept our neighbors safe, informed, and fed. I see educators who made sure our students were receiving the supports that they needed in order to be successful. I see activists who advocated for people who weren't always being heard. I see philanthropists who gave more generously than ever before. I see medical experts, community leaders, creative agencies, and media people who joined forces to make sure our region received accurate, timely, life-saving information. I also see each of you who supported Causeway and the work we've been able to do during this crisis. Thanks to you and our community partners, we were able to provide emergency support to 110 nonprofit organizations in just the first 100 days of the pandemic. For that, we served more than 200 nonprofits on recovery plans, fundraising support, communication strategies, service delivery, workforce development, and much, much more. Last year, our agency marked its 70th anniversary, 70 years of getting change going. During this milestone year, we were reminded that our organization was founded when this community was still struggling with the aftermath of World War II. It was through the vision of our founder, W.B. Pete Potter, and a belief that we can all be forces for good, that the Advertising Council of Rochester was born and has continued to grow over the decades. And speaking of decades, tonight we're celebrating a very special decade. 10 years ago, 25 Ad Council supporters invited their friends and colleagues to a special event similar to the one we're having here tonight. We enjoyed hors d'oeuvres, sipped cocktails, enjoyed music. In fact, it was performed by Marco Amadeo, who was playing for us here tonight. Marco, thank you very much. And very good. And some of you know Jack Kreshow. Now, Jack is a former chair of our board and really a legend in the local advertising community. Jack wasn't able to be with us here tonight, but he is chair of the WB Potter Society. And 10 years ago, he extended an invitation, this very Jack call to action. He said that as someone who gives to the Ad Council, you're one of the smartest philanthropists on the planet. And I don't just say that because I give to the Ad Council as well. I mean, he kind of says it because of that. Because I say it because you recognize the important role this organization plays in positive, sustainable community impact. You don't just support causes in our community, your gifts have funded measurable and meaningful community change. No matter what the issue, our Ad Council brings the strategic marketing, relationships, and community collaboration necessary to solve real problems, and your donations make it possible for the Ad Council to make the greatest impact right here in Rochester and surrounding communities. In recognition of your generous support, I'm happy to welcome you as an inaugural member of the Ad Council's WB Potter Society. Together, we will continue to change the Rochester community for good. So, this list of the original Potter Society members, I'm so happy to be able to say that a decade later, nearly every one of these founders have remained engaged with our organization. And this small visionary group hasn't just grown, it's quadrupled over the past 10 years. We're fortunate to have a few of the founding members here with us tonight. So help me join me in recognizing them. Chuck Samuels is here, one of the founding members. Chuck's here somewhere. Let's see, Karen Menachof is here, the board chair who hired me. Barbara Pierce here as well. Barbara. Pennie McNulty, where's Pennie? Pennie was here. Pennie was here. No, Pennie had to leave, but Pennie was here. And Jessica Murray was joining us virtually from Wellesley Island. And Jessica's still on our board. So, thanks to all of those folks. And actually, a few more of our founders shared some reflections in celebration of the 10th anniversary. And let's take a listen to those. Cross your fingers.
Welcome, Potter members. I'm Martha Bush. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at FoodLink, and I'm standing in our FoodLink warehouse where we move about 20 million pounds of food every year to food insecure folks across our 10-county region. In 2018, before I got here, Causewave met with the senior leadership team at FoodLink to develop a really solid 3-year strategic plan. That plan helped really focus our energies during the rough waters of the pandemic, where needs skyrocketed, the food supply chain completely kind of collapsed, and we had to change our business model that seemed weakly to keep up with demand. That kind of support is what Causewave does for individual nonprofits, really adding firepower with marketing, strategy, planning, implementation. But in a broader way, on hard topics that our community has to grapple with, Causewave brings together collaborations of partners and really does something that is unique in the nonprofit world in our region. I'm very proud to have been able to be on the board for Causewave for over a dozen years and to be the board president for the last 4. And I hope you're proud to be associated with Causewave too.
As a member of the Potter Society since its inception a decade ago, I've been fortunate to witness the evolution of the Ad Council into Causewave and the reason for that evolution. Causewave constantly updates its mission to meet the needs of our community and isn't stuck in a "this is the way we've always done it" mindset. Waves never stand still, and neither does Causewave.
Like the Potter family, I feel like giving to the Potter Society on behalf of Causewave Community Partners is something I just enjoy doing, and I want to keep doing it every year. And I am always joyful to hear all the good things that are happening because of this great organization, and I'm very proud to continue to be a supporter. Congratulations to everybody, and keep up the good work. Thanks, everybody.
Why do we need Causewave in our community? To me, the issue is interconnectivity. Causewave is a connector in our community, and we sorely need nonprofits that connect our organizations with a collaborative spirit and not a competitive one. It's the only way we're going to be able to tackle the challenging issues.
Does the community still need Causewave? Well, yeah, now as much as any other time in the past. There's lots of new issues, there's enduring issues, there's opportunities, and all of those things need visibility and collaboration, and people need to be educated, and those are all things that Causewave is incredibly good at and is critical in helping to move issues forward, to helping to get opportunities opened up, and that's work that they've proven to be great at and proven to be able to pull people together and groups of people together to help positively move issues forward.
We need Causewave community partners now more than ever. To me, at its core, Causewave is about collaboration and community. When we bring together our individual strengths and our unique perspectives, we create something that is stronger as a whole. That's the beauty of collaboration. And to have a shared goal of serving the community, not the geographic location, but the shared goal of a life ever better for everyone. That's when we'll prosper. To me, these priorities would go a long way to address the division and the pain and the struggles that we see today in our community and in our world. So we got to be all in when it comes to Causewave.
Hi, I'm Jessica Murray, and my husband Rob Nassau and I are proud to have been Potter Society members since the beginning, even after we left Rochester 6 years ago for the colder climates of the Thousand Islands. Causewave, and before it the Ad Council, have evolved to meet the changing needs of the Rochester community, and its work is needed now more than ever. I am very proud of how Causewave has adapted during the pandemic, of the work its amazing and creative staff and volunteers do every day in the community, and to be able to play a small part in supporting that work. Thanks to Causewave and all the Potter Society members for all you do, and happy anniversary.
Because of the support of the Potter Society, we've been able to tackle some of the most pressing, thorniest issues in our community. Issues like lead poisoning in Rochester's children, saving lives through organ donation, keeping students in school, confronting racial perceptions in the media, advocating for cancer screening, addressing distracted driving, preventing child sexual abuse, to name just a few. It's gratifying to look back at what we've done before together, but what's next? So 3 R's. The first R is for recovery, right? So the nonprofit sector has truly been hammered during the past year. When we spoke with local nonprofits at the beginning of 2021, we learned that 40% of them had reduced staff, 50% of them had shut down programs, and 83% of them had to reduce program capacity. Some research even predicts that 4 in 10 nonprofits will close in 3 years. 4 in 10 nonprofit organizations closing. Recovery in the nonprofit sector will take years, but Causewave is already serving as a catalyst and a leader in this rebuilding process with our partners in the community. Racial equity, the second R. The last year aimed a harsh, blinding spotlight on the pervasive inequities in our community. As an organization, we looked in the mirror first to understand and address our own deficiencies and pledged to uphold our responsibilities in creating a more equitable, diverse, inclusive society. Thanks to the generous support of our funders and in partnership with area media outlets, we will continue to work on changing racial perceptions in our society through the Race in Media initiative. And the third R is a renewed focus. 70 years ago, we were founded as the Ad Council of Rochester because of our expertise in marketing and communications. Marketing is still one critical tool in our toolbox, but Causewave is now positioned to be a strategic resource at any stage of a nonprofit organization's journey. We're encouraging any nonprofit organization to start here. If we can't help, we'll make sure that they get connected to someone who can, no matter what the challenge is. We can't deny that this past year has been one of deep loss in our world, in our sector, and in our community. Our own organization has suffered loss this year as well. Tonight, we remember our dear friend and loyal supporter, Dan Potter, who passed away last November. Dan was the grandson of our founder and one of the greatest champions of CauseWave in every way. We're grateful that his wife, Michelle, is here with us tonight to share in the legacy that she and Dan helped build. Michelle, I'm glad you're here with us. So while there's been a great deal of loss, we also have learned what can be accomplished when a small group of dedicated individuals step forward and say, let's create some change. Thank you for joining us tonight for our first in-person event in almost 2 years to celebrate the first 10 years of the Potter Society. Thank you to Marco Amadio for providing the perfect accompaniment to our celebration. We'll see you at the 20th, Marco, right? All right. And thanks to our in-kind donors for their contributions to tonight's event on the slide here. Special thanks to Elizabeth Murray and Bryn Luther, the duo behind so much of tonight's event. Thanks again to our Potter Society members. And if you have a glass in front of you, someone had one and dropped it. Please raise it right now and join me in a toast. Believing that we can all make a difference and we can all be part of positive community change. Cheers. Cheers. And if any of you leave without eating something, you're going to be in for it because we got a ton of food over there, so please help yourself. Thanks, everyone.